Yeah, it was I mean, really exciting first game, back and forth, and we kind of gave it away, and we've got a base hit up the middle that got us an RBI, and then bang, we had a 2-run homer, another single 2-run homer. We scored 5 runs with 2 outs, and then it looked like we're letting it slip away again there in the top of the next inning, and just a really heads up play by Peyton Holt, and just flipped the game. And then obviously got through that last inning. It was a big win, winning the series. Especially with being down a starter, knowing that we were gonna, start someone who hadn't started an SEC game before, and we used a lot of pitching. I think we threw 7 maybe in that game, and I think Fouch's last pitch was like 101 miles an hour, and pretty amazing. But that was a big win. And then, the second game, we were just, you look back at, we were trying to get 4 innings out of our starter because we'd already used a lot of pitching. We knew they had used a lot of pitching. We felt like that we might be able to get to their starter. But, we needed to slow them down a little bit. And, you take away a couple of walks in that inning, and they hit the grand slam after the pop up is just barely blows out. And it's just the way the game works. We gave them some free bases, and they took advantage of it because they had their best hitter up at the right time, and there was nowhere to put him. And believe me, I thought about walking in a run. I honestly did. And I wish I would have, but he's an amazing hitter. So, but I thought overall, we played well 3 games in 24, 25, 26 hours. Starts to wear on you a little bit, especially when the wind's beating on you like the way it was. I mean, it just wears you out. And but I was proud of our guys. I mean, Florida's really good. It's they're 22-21 overall, 9-12 in the SEC. They could easily be, another 7-8 games the other way. And this it's they're dangerous. They're a dangerous team. They're physical, they have power, they have really good arms. That's why in the preseason they are ranked so high. But just another good weekend. I'll take it. 2 out of 3.
Dave, you mentioned Holt's play in the first game today. Could you tell from your vantage point, like what had happened, like as it was unfolding, and like, is that something y'all work on, or have you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah, they they work on it, talk about it every now and then, and guys have fun with it. But Holt actually works on it a little bit. Coach Thompson, he works with the outfielders, and he made that comment to me that Holt likes to play around with it. And yeah, I mean, he faked like he was going out to catch the ball, and the ball wasn't there yet, and deked the runner, and he started to run. Then the ball hit his glove, and he tried to go back. And I mean, you saw it. There's probably a lot of people that didn't know what the heck happened, and still don't know what happened, and probably need to go back and watch a replay and have somebody explain it to them. But yeah, it was just a real heads up play, real heady play.
Holt also just has looked really smooth in the outfield since y'all put him out there. Is that something y'all noticed? Like, I think he got a little bit of work in left in preseason. Like, has he always looked that smooth? Because sometimes infielders don't always look like that.
No, I think he's just really improved over the last couple of weeks, and he just taken a lot of balls live and batting practice off a live bat. That's how you get better. I mean, you can run and catch fly balls from a bungo bat, a machine, but when you're reading the ball off the bat, working on your first step, because that's huge on those tough plays. He's worked hard at it, and it's paid off. I think he likes center. I think because he just feels freed up out there. I think left field is harder to play than center field, just because of the angle of the ball, different things. But center, you just have to cover a lot more ground, and he seems to have handled it pretty well so far.
Brady was really good today.
Yeah,
Another back-to-back 6-inning performance from him too. Just what did you see from him today specifically? And he had a little lull there midway through the season maybe, but how has he kind of gotten himself back on track here?
Yeah, I mean, he's he pitched well, like you said, the last couple weekends, and has gone deeper into the games, which is great for us. Had one inning today where he struggled a little bit, but he fought through it. And you know, does what he does. He knows how to get out of those jams. The good ones do. But it's been, it's been good to see him pick it up because we needed it. You don't expect guys to go out and give you 7, 8 innings early in the season. You just got to build them up. But they're built up now. They can go 110 pitches, whatever. We haven't thrown anybody that many this year, but they can. They could go a little more if the day's right. And, it hasn't been a major struggle out there. So yeah, getting him going has been big, really big for us.
And Jared had a couple more hits today. Just how nice is it? He's not in the lineup in the midweek, kind of, and taking that break, and you slide him back in, and he picks off right where he left off.
Yeah, he's, he brings a little more firepower to our lineup. He's done a great job of driving in runs, getting big hits, playing good defense for the most part. We're just trying to keep him healthy and take care of him, and he just has to communicate with us and tell us how he's feeling.
Seemed like Brady was stuck on 9 home runs for a while there. He finally got the 10th, and it was a big one. Is that just some of the streakiness just never going to go, and hopefully turn the corner?
Yeah, I mean he's had some good at bats. He had some good at bats today. I think he is a little streaky, but he went down and got him a good pitch, kind of down and in. I think it's some type of off-speed pitch and hit it in the bullpen. You got to hit it pretty good that first game. That wind was howling, and you had to hit it pretty much there, dead left. And Peyton Holt did the same thing. He crushed his, and he knew it right when it left the bat. We did too. With Aloy, we had to keep an eye on it for a minute because we didn't know how the wind was going to affect it. We thought it was going to go, but yeah, that was a big swing for us. Obviously, all of a sudden we scored 3 quick runs and we get a single. We scored 2 more and held on for that win. Yeah, but I think he's he had a big game. He had a big game. Drove in a lot of runs for us.
And then the double that opened the scoring in the first game where McLaughlin hit it over the right fielder's head. I mean, I guess when an outfielder's playing that shallow, is it, daunting as a hitter, or were you expecting Florida to play that shallow
No.
pretty much all
I
series?
mean, really, the right fielder was the only one playing super shallow. The left fielder did certain times. They all did a great job of getting reads off the bat. I don't feel like any of their outfielders got fooled. That ball just got over the right fielder's head. He was just shallow. He hit it pretty good. He didn't kill it, but he hit it good. And yeah, that was big. And yeah, we talked about it yesterday and we talked about it today. Not much to the players because we don't want them worrying about it, but as a coaching staff, we kept thinking, now when are we going to get one of these guys? We're going to burn them, and finally did.
Day, that first win today, 27 in a row, tied the school record. You were on the staff in 85, weren't you? I think,
Yeah.
weren't you, GA? And so you've been part of the 2 longest winning streaks ever. And this one's probably, to me, even better because it was the in season. The other one spanned 2 seasons. Just what do you think about matching that record? And then, gosh, you hadn't lost in over 2 months at home. It must feel weird, I would think.
I mean, we knew we were going to get beat sometime with who we're playing, but yeah, it's been amazing. I told the team start a new one, and I didn't know how many we won. I said we won 25 or something. I didn't know how many we'd won in a row, and I told them that it's awfully hard to do because think of the people that we've beaten here to maintain that streak, and it's been great. But yeah, it's yeah, I didn't know that the 85 team had or whatever from one season to the next. Yeah.
And then, I know when you win the first 2, you want to get that third one, but 2 out of 3 again, that's obviously the goal every weekend. 16-5, just how you feel about where you guys are right now?
Yeah, we're in good position. I mean, we've done a good job of, taking care of, games here in Fayetteville, and got a series win last weekend in a tough place, South Carolina. I feel like we're trending up a little bit on playing on the road. I mean, we've got 2 tough games in midweek, and then we get to go to Kentucky. It's a really tough place to play, and we're going to have to play really good to have success up there. So let our guys kind of rest up tomorrow and just do a little bit on Monday and play baseball for a couple of days and get on the road again.
What did you think of Farady's 2 innings he gave you there in that last game?
Best he's ever thrown. I mean, if you just talk about pitching, I mean, throwing a cutter, slider, whatever you want to call it, at 88 to 90 miles an hour, fastball up to 95 or more. Just looked like a guy that we thought we were going to have, and it kind of went away. And if he's back, that guy, that's going to really help us down the stretch.
On the other end of the spectrum, the last several weeks, McIntyre's been hit around a little bit. Just what are you seeing from him?
Yeah, we got to get him going because he's usually a guy that can come in and eat up some innings and hold the lead for you. You know what you're going to get. He's going to pound the zone, but his his cutter hadn't been in the zone as much as it had. He's pitching behind in the count. You got to pitch ahead in the count. So we'll get him back on track, and that'll be big. So hopefully that'll happen this week.
Dave, on the other hand, Kendall was pretty good last weekend. I think he was 0 for 10 this week. I know he's facing good pitchers, obviously, but what are you seeing from him? What do you got to do to get him going offensively?
Yeah, we got to get him going. We need him. He's a lot better hitter than his batting average says, or the contact says. He like you said, he had a good weekend last weekend, and we needed that. We needed every bit of it, and yeah, I think he needs this little confidence and just need to go up there and start hitting the baseball like we know he can. And I think it's coming, but the sooner the better for us.
I think that says when a guy's been your best reliever has struggled a bit, and then guy's been one of your best hitters is struggling, but you're still 16-5. I mean, it's not like you're falling apart or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we've got depth. We've got guys that can play, pitch. They're good and confident. And I mean, we threw 13 pitchers in 25 hours, and we threw one of them twice. We knew that we were going to need some arms this weekend. We knew the wind was blowing in. We knew we were going to probably play a doubleheader. It's one reason we took, added another pitcher and left a position player off, and we needed it. So, it's you got to have depth if you're going to win, and that's helped us a lot.
Feels like forever ago, but we did honor the 04 team before game 1. Just how cool was it to see a lot of the players back and reminisce?
Yeah, it's we had a good time. We actually met in here, and myself and Coach Jorn, Tom Pagnazzi, Lane Berry, kind of our staff. We talked. I talked a lot. Talked about that season and what it meant to our program at the time, and how I felt like it kind of jump started us a little bit, maybe advanced us a few years as far as the fans getting back in, getting popularity. Tell them how much I appreciate it, and we appreciate it, and some good memories. But yeah, it's good to see them all come back. I mean, it was probably like 90% of the guys, and it's hard. They live all over the country, and they have families, and it's just really good to see them. They're all for the most part, they're all having success and enjoying their life, and that's what you want to see.
And do you ever use like those early teams to talk or motivate, teams now?
Well, we talk about them. I don't ask them to come speak, unless they're a professional speaker. But, we use the pro guys will come in and talk to our guys in the off season and stuff and talk about their experience here and different things, what it takes to be good and get to the next level.
I've been asked a couple Missouri State things.
Okay.
You've obviously played them a lot, and, Keith got announced before the season he's retiring. Just wonder, what are your thoughts on him and playing against him all these years and just been some pretty high level games?
Yeah, we played some great games against Missouri State over the years. I mean, all the way back to my first year here in 2003. That was probably the best team they ever had there. And I remember we played them in a midweek game late in the season. We beat them. They were highly upset. They ended up going to the World Series that year. And I think it's the only time they've ever been. I can remember many of the games. I remember we had a 17-inning game. I remember Brett Ivner pitching in a midweek game up there, and he threw like a complete game, and we beat him 2-0. The wind was blowing in, and Brett Ivner hit 2 solo homers. And I kidded the team after the game. I said, "We didn't need y'all. We just need to bring Brett." And you know, there's been a lot of good memories, a lot of games. That the game in the regional in the rain was, you know, ridiculous, but we were playing, balls were hydroplaning, balls were stopping. So we've had a lot of good times, you know, things you can look back on, and I'm sure Keith will do that when he retires at the end of the year, and hopefully enjoys, you know, his kids and grandkids, and hopefully he gets to do what he wants to do, whether that's fishing or gardening or golfing or scouting, pro scout, whatever he wants to do. So good for him.
You know, it seems like you coached here forever and Norm did, but he's been there for, I don't know, 40 something years or something crazy.
He's been there
Just-
for unbelievable
Yeah,
amount of years.
what have you thought about his tenure there in the
It's-
longevity?
It's amazing. Probably never happen again anywhere. I mean, the man's been at one school for 40 some years. I don't even know what it is. And, you know, Coach Thompson worked for him for a few years and enjoyed him. And every time we play him, it just seems to be a battle. We always get their best shot. And, you know, I'm sure it'll be the same this Tuesday and Wednesday.
Or you know, Cal, first pitch, and I saw you guys kind of having some fun in the dugout. Just what do you think about having him here? And yeah, he threw a strike off the mound. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, I talked to him between games. Actually, they came up to my office when I was doing some lineups. We talked about a few things, and you know, he doesn't want to take away from our team or a game. And he asked if I was good with it. I said, yeah, I'm good with it. You know, I'm glad you're here, and go out there and, you know, build your brand a little bit, get people fired up about basketball. They're fired up about baseball. And, but yeah, he seems excited to be here. So I'm excited he's here.
All right, coach. Mr.
Okay. See you guys.